The next thing we're going to work on is creating this custom reception desk. And this, we are actually going to create it as a furniture model. Um, so then you'll be able to kind of move it, place it in any project as you need to. It does make it a little bit easier to build kind of these more complicated items as well. So to do that, you're going to go to File, New, and come down to Family. And then you're going to find Furniture, because this is a piece of furniture that we're creating, and hit Open. And this is what you're going to see. So this is called the reference level, which is also kind of your plan view. Over here under your project browser, you have 3D views. You also have front, back, left, right, elevations, etc. So you can see what you're drawing. So we're going to start with a front elevation and open that up. I'm going to close down. Okay. Just making sure I didn't have confusing items on. So we are going to work mainly with extrusions. We will do one void to get the kind of cut ends, but it's mainly going to be extrusions, and you're going to be drawing these. It's similar to how you would create something in SketchUp if you're doing it from scratch. So you're going to create extrusion, and we're going to draw. You want to start from the reference plane, because that's basically putting it at 0. So then if you put it on the floor or anything like that, it's going to connect to it. We're going to come up 3 feet, over 9 feet, and back down 3 feet. We are not going to close this out. So right now we are drawing the surround that goes through this. So let's go ahead. You do have the fillet arc tool in here, and we can set it for a radius. So it works very similar to AutoCAD when we're in this mode. So let's go ahead and place that at 6 inches. And then you're just going to click your 2 lines that you want to create the radius. All right, so now we have kind of that curved edge. Then we are going to come up to your offset. We're going to put this at, make it 3 inches, make it a thick one, and come to the inside of this. So we don't want to go to the outside, otherwise it will mess with our. All right. And then finally, we're going to come back and just close in these lines. Again, just remember, in Revit, you have to have a solid shape to extrude it. I'll show you how to get rid of that in a second, so it's not in the way. But we're going to come down to the edge. It's not letting me do what I want. Let's go ahead and we'll move this over. So if you take it, move it, and now get to the ends. I'm going to move it one more time and place it the midpoint at the midpoint there. Okay. So now we're going to check our material over here in our properties browser. Let's go ahead and we'll just create a new material. And let's rename it desk white paint. The appearance, I'm just going to choose white. I'm going to go ahead and change my scene to something that's just easier to see. We're going to make this a little glossier, and we're also going to add some reflectivity to it, shiny paint. Hit OK for that. And then we're going to check our extrusion. So it's starting, the front of this is at 0 where this is. So we are going to go back, I believe it 2 feet. Check our measurements. Yes, so 2 feet for this top part. We'll hit OK. And we can check our 3D view. Just to make sure that looks correct. You can also check your reference level, your plan view as you're looking at it. So that looks good. So the next thing we're going to do is create kind of this front panel and infill that. Before I do that. Okay. I was trying to uncheck this so it wouldn't show, but it's not cooperating, so we'll just leave it. So we're going to go again, create extrusion. To start with this one, we're going to choose pick lines. So that will match exactly what we have here. And then we're going to draw a line across the bottom. So this one, we want a solid surface here. So this is just going to be a panel. So we're going to make it 2 inches. And I'm going to show you, and let's go ahead and change the material, and then I'll show you, we're going to inset it, but there's an easier form to look at for that. So let's do one of our existing AEC materials, wood, birch. Make sure our use render appearance is on. All right, so now this is the front. So let's look at the right side. Oh, I know what I need to do. Let's go ahead and finish edit. Now let's go to the right side. And you can see where this is at the front. So we are going to adjust it, and we want our extrusion start to be at, let's see what happens if we put it at 4 inches. So it's moved it back 4 inches from here. Well, actually, all right, so let's measure this real quick and I'll show you what's going on. So it's actually 2 inches. The back of it, it moved it 4 inches, but it's extruding forward that 2 inches. So if we want it to extrude on the other side, we can change this to 6 inches. And now if we check it, it's 4 inches set back. Okay. Now we are going to use our void forms, do a void extrusion. And so this is our front that it's set back. We're gonna come down, let's come down, we'll say 7 inches. We go back an inch, and then down 1 inch. Oops, that was a foot, not an inch. An inch, okay. Then over here. The next thing I want to do, I want to mimic this over here, and I want it to be equal around the center line. So I'm going to just draw a temporary line from the midpoint, highlight my void, and then use the mirror pick axes. Click on that line from the midpoint, and you'll see it'll pull that down here. And then I can delete my midpoint line. All right, so these are both going to have the same extrusion here. The easiest thing for this is just to kind of give a large enough extrusion that you can find it, and then I'll show you how we can adjust it. So we'll hit OK. We're going to go to the front view so you can see the lines, and we can drag it. So we're just going to drag it to each end. So we've got that notch. If we go again to that the 3D view, you can see that there. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is to draw the upper portion. So right here, this is kind of your walk-up transaction. So again, we're going to create an extrusion. We are going to come, and let me check my dimensions. Yep, so from this inside line right here, there we go. See, we're going to come over 9 inches. And we've got a total of 1 foot 4 inches. We've got a little bit coming down. So let's go up 1 foot. Actually, we're going to adjust that. Coming over 9 inches, we're going to go up 9 inches as well. So that will make it where it's not too high. And then we want to come over, oops, sorry. For this one, we just want to make it an inch thick. Basically, we're creating the support pieces right now. And then we can copy this and bring it over. We really want it 3 feet 11 inches. That should give us 4 feet from one side to the other. Yep. And then for the extrusion on these, we will check our top view. It's 1.5 inches. So it's 1 foot 1.5 inches. So we're going to come back a foot, and then we're going to add that 1.5 inches on the front. So we're going to change this to 1 feet. Okay, let's go ahead and check our reference view. That's correct. Let's go back to, let's go to our right view so that we can see. We want to, again, create another extrusion. We're going to pick lines, so the top and the front. And then we are going to offset these by, this is where our 1.5 inches comes in. So right there. We're going to pull this down so that it's 1 foot 4 inches. And then finish off so that we have a solid line. And then this should be 4 feet. And we are going to, what material do we want for this? We're going to make this birch as well. Hit OK. Check our reference view. Sometimes it's over. And so what's going on is it's starting at that 0 point, which the easiest thing with this is just to drag it to match